Good day, my beautiful people. This is Free Your Journey, and I am Queen Ro. I thank you guys so much for being amazing, staying true to who you are, and remembering to be who you are, and allowing yourself to be genuine and authentically you. Today is Friday, and I hope you guys are having an amazing, blessed day. I hope you've had a great week. I hope that you've been able to accomplish all the goals that you wanted to accomplish, and I hope that you are striving and doing things according to what God has planned for you. We're going into our third part of our series, which was called Lust versus Love, Flesh versus Spirit, and we're talking about pride of life today. So, pride of life, we're just going to go ahead and get into it. Well, actually, before we start, I want to thank all of you who are purchasing your tickets for the Tea Party. It will be held in Atlanta, East Point, Atlanta, Georgia, on March the 26th, starting at 3 p.m. If you guys can go ahead and reserve your tickets, they are first come, first serve. I am doing a small tea party, so it's going to be a small number of people because I want it to be intimate so we can all get to help and heal one another. It is featuring spirituality. It is getting tapped into our chakras. It is talking about meditation. It is talking about manifestation. You will be talking about inner child healing and doing some shadow work. So I want you guys to all come in and be happy and true. Don't forget to get your beautiful dress or your beautiful ensemble that you would like to represent your queen personality and who you are. Don't forget to get your crown piece, either a beaded jewel, a nice scarf, or a beautiful hat. You can purchase your ticket online at fyjhighteaparty.eventbrite.com. Guys, don't forget to follow me on TikTok, which is queen_row111. Also, like me on Facebook, Free Your Journey. Follow my page. And also, you can follow me on Instagram, Free Your Journey as well. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So, guys, we're talking about pride of life. And pride of life, these are 3 key points here. Pride is doing anything, something on your own. Realizing that you don't need help from the divine. You decided that, no, I got this. I don't need his assistance because I know what's all here for me and it's glorious for me. And I don't need anybody to help me on ordering my steps with that because I got this. I know who I am and I'm very confident in who I've been called to be. So I don't need an assistance from the creator who made me, who got the key points for me. I don't need it. Arrogance, basically saying you don't need God at all. Like, you don't need him. So the first one was doing something on your own with no help. Arrogance is saying you don't need God. And then you have the last one, which is you feel that you're better than everybody else. You're just the shit, the beach, the everything, because you don't need, you feel like you top notch, you top tier. You are just all be all because of who you are. So your plans are not bigger than God, than what God has called you or created for you to have. Your plans are not bigger than what your creator wants for you. Now, we all talk about like our mother and our father and how they have these ultimate plans for us. Like, some of them want us to be doctors and we decide that we want to be basketball players. When you think about that, that's the layout of how I want you to envision your life. You decide that you want to be a basketball player because that's what you're passionate for. You have a passion to be, you're athletic. You like putting on a show. You know that this is what God has ordained you to do to reach millions of people. This is your ministry, is through basketball. Your ministry is through sports, not through helping people's bodies. That was not something that you wanted to do. So you went on to things to do something that you connected with. Now, you're connecting with this is because your creator, who created your mother and your father and your uncles and your grandparents, he knew the map. He knew the blueprint to your body. He knew what that was for you. He knew that you wasn't going to want to be a doctor because you don't like blood and you barely like really being around people all day. He knew that he wanted you to be genuinely you and be happy when you went to work. So when you put them gym shoes on, that made you light up. That made you happy. That made you want to do your job to the full potential. Now, if he would have placed you in the field of being a medical doctor, you would have not thrived. You would have quit on your second year of college. This is not something that intrigued you. So we can't, I'm not saying don't listen to your parents, but your parents don't know because your parents did not birth the creation of you. The parents did not birth the ideas of what you're called to be. They just birthed you on earth. They didn't birth you spiritually. They birthed you in your flesh. So they know what they're needing to do by guiding you here on earth, by being the parents to oversee you, but they don't know what you're called to do. Majority of them don't even know what they're called to do because they're still trying to figure it out as well. So I want you guys to take this moment to understand that we have to stay connected with our divine, with our creator, in order for us to get the messages and the symbolisms and the signs that we're on the right track. Let's take an example, deja vu. I know we've all had these moments to where it's like, oh my gosh, I've been here before. Oh my gosh, I heard this before. Oh my gosh, I felt this. I felt this exact moment before. That is you connecting to what you've been placed and called to do. When I was creating this wall back here, I had an ultimate deja vu moment. Like, it drove me crazy. It was just like this ultimate confirmation that I was doing the right thing. So with me doing it, I cried and I was so emotional. But you having those moments is like, okay, I'm doing the right thing. This is my confirmation that I'm on the right track for me. And sometimes it is just as simple as having those deja vu moments. It's just as simple as you closing in and being honest with yourself. And you realizing that, hey, you know what? This is clicking, Steven. Cleveland, this is clicking. This is clicking. I'm in it to win it because I found out what I'm here to do and not what somebody else is telling me to do. Because most of the times what I've noticed is they're trying to put their life on you and you don't even want to do that. So you have to understand what you like and what you're called to do and just enjoy these messages that the universe and that God blesses you with all the time. Now, mind you, God is amazing. So if he created this whole universe, this whole being, this whole scope of life, this whole 3D, 5D world, think you can only imagine what he has for you, because our minds are so small. Our minds are so limited. But it's only limited because they don't teach us that our minds is so big and massive for information for us to receive, for us to give messages to others. We have to stop thinking inside the box and think outside of the box, because who we are magical creatures, magical beings that God has created for us to be able to heal, us to be able to manifest, us to be able to transform, us to be able to be new creatures daily with the help and assistance of himself and the guidance. He's left everything here on earth for us to follow. People, things, places, ideas. He drops and downloads ideas to you all the time. He connects with you all the time through certain things. It doesn't always have to be through a voice. It could be through just something so simple that connects in the dots that he's already planted for you. If he's giving you a promise and he said that he's going to fulfill this promise for you, he's giving you little tidbits, little droppings, little clues to get you there. Think of it like a scavenger hunt. Like, he writes down a Bible scripture, he gives it to you, you read it, you figure out the message, and you go on to the next Bible scripture, you figure out what that says, and then you go to the next one, and you figure out what that says, and you put the pieces all together, and it states to you, by the glory of myself, which is God, by God, this is God speaking to you, by my glory, I'm going to give to you all the desires of your heart. All I need for you to do is meditate on my word and pray and fast and come to me when you are in the need of all your trials and tribulations, and you shall have the things that you seek in your heart. You should have all things spiritually, physically, emotionally, because I'm here to grant you with such things. You can have all of those things that you destined for because I'm right here on the side with you. I'm granting you through. I'm pulling you through. So we have to allow God in our life and not be so prideful and stepping in the way and blocking our own blessings. Allow your steps to be ordered. Allow God to guide you through the process, because once you allow him to order you and plant you into these seasons of where he sees you need growth and transformation in, it's nothing but blessings and love and just power and joy and happiness. Last year and a year before has been the most traumatic and transformational moments for me in my life. Like, I've lost a lot, but I've gained much more. I've given up a lot of things, but I've gained so much spiritually. I've died fleshly, but I've gained so much power in my spiritual world. I am committed to my healing, committed to my growth, committed to me, committed to the things that is going to help me grow and help me prosper and help me continue to elevate in my life and be genuine and be blessed and be true to who I am. Now, we do go through these moments of life where you have to relearn yourself all over again. Like coming from a traumatic relationship, you have to relearn yourself all over again. What you like, what you don't like, what you're going to deal with, what you're not going to deal with, what you're going to allow and what you're not going to allow. It's not just about you not knowing who you ever were. It's sometimes you go through life and certain situations make you like, what? Who created this person? Because I don't know this person. I don't know who she is. I was never like that. I don't know what these characteristics or these flaws or these labels you're trying to place on me, but that's not who I am. That's not who I ever was. I never was that person. I never was the person that you're calling me to be because I knew I was on a path and then somehow I got lost. And sometimes that's how it is. Like even when you are in a relationship and you're married, like you have to remember who you are. When you have kids, you have to remember who you are. When you take on new jobs or new roles in your life, you have to remember who you are. Because people, places, and things have energy and it will be placed on you and you'll forget who that person is beneath the surface. You'll forget who that person is. And you'll have to remind yourself, like, you know what? I'm a writer. You know what? I love Caribbean food. I love Caribbean music. You know what? I love these African TV shows and I love all things black. I love all things holistic. I love all things natural. I love all essential oils and candles. I love sage. I love just being in the midst of life. I love cleansing my house with my incense. I love burning incense because they smell good. Like, stay true to who you are and allow God to clean up the things that don't belong in your heart. So these are some key points of when you're operating in your prideful energy. You're craving for attention. You're craving for position or status. You're craving for authority. You're craving for identity. You're craving for appreciation. And I must say, these are some areas where I still operate in. Like, I still operate in, and I'm hoping and praying that God will continue to deliver me from these things. Like, I'm not so much an attention seeker. I don't need attention. I can be fine without anybody talking to me or calling me or trying to kick it. I'm okay with that. But I do, the craving for appreciation, that was something I struggled with a lot. Because I just wanted to be not noticed. But it's like when you do things for folks, you always want to be like, you know what? You always want to thank you. And sometimes people don't say thank you. Sometimes people don't appreciate what you do for them. Sometimes people are not all in and recognizing what you do for them. They just think that it's something that you do because who you are, because you're that type of person. So you're not going, it's not that you going out your way to do anything for them. This is just who you are as a person, and you're genuinely just being true to you. And that's fine. But just because I'm being genuinely true to me don't mean that you should not appreciate me. That's how I used to think about it. But now I look at things in another way, and I'm always going to be appreciated by those who loving and liking the fact that I am somebody that's supportive and loving in their life. I'm always going to be appreciated by the ones who see me and who value me. And that's just simple. Creating an identity when you are placing yourself in situations to where you feel like this is who you're supposed to be. This is who I'm called to be. This is what I'm going to do. This is who I am. So I'm comfortable being in this space. I'm comfortable placing these identities onto me because I'm not quite sure who I am. So I'm just going to ride along with these other people that hopefully I figure out who I am from just being in this area. I can figure out who I want to be just by living in this space. I can figure out where I want to go by just by working in this job. But I'm not figuring out who I want to be by doing the things that I like to do. I'm trying to just place an identity on myself because it's something for the moment. Craving for authority, you need that power. You need some recognition. You need somebody to boost you. You need somebody to recognize who you are because you feel less than. You feel low. So you need somebody to be like, oh yeah, do your thing, boo. I see you. I hear you. We're working on that. You want to be a boss over somebody. You want you want to be that leader. You want to be that person that's telling everybody else what to do. Craving authority. You have to be in charge of something. You have to be in charge of something. You have to have control over something. And yes, I used to have that issue as well. But now I'm like, no, I can't, and I won't. I don't want to be in charge of people, places, or things. I don't want to be in charge of anybody. Like, I barely wanted to be a team lead, team managers when I had those positions. I'm not for it. I don't want to be in control of people. So now I'm in control of me, and I'm in control of who I am, and the things that are destined for me, I'm going to naturally attract. I'm not trying to chase or crave anything that I don't need to have authority over. I'm only having authority over me, myself, and I, and that's been a whole peaceful moment for me. Craving for positions. Craving positions that you might not even need. Craving for positions that you probably don't even need to be in. Like being friends with people or being in relationships with someone or even trying to be a wife. Those are maybe not positions that you are called for in this season. There's not time for you to have that position, but you're craving to be this person's friend. You're craving to be somebody's wife. You're craving to be a mother. You're craving to be a business owner, or you're craving to even be a 9-to-5 worker when you know that you're called in the season of being an entrepreneur. You have to understand what season you're in so you can understand the growth in you and understand how far God has blessed you and how far he's going to take you. Because once we realize that all of this is for us to get out of the way of being prideful and just allow God to pour out into our lives, we can understand where he's calling us and how he wants us to be more and more and more. Because being in our own way is stopping us from getting into our destinies, y'all. Being in our own way is stopping us from giving him his glory so he can get the ultimate praise, so we can get elevated to the next level. And for those who feel, I believe in me, I believe in who I am, then continue to believe in who you are. Continue to pour down into yourself. Continue to upright yourself and continue to walk along the path that you know you're supposed to be on. Continue to check in with yourself and go back to what you had written down in those books a few years ago and realize that these are messages that the divine gave you so you can continue along your journey. You continue to be happy. You continue to be faithful. You continue to go back to that drawing board and remembering the stuff that you wrote down in 2015 that's now coming to fruition now because you've done clean up your home. You done clean up your life. You done clean up your lifestyle. You now know how to react. You now know how to respond instead of react. You now know how to move differently. You now know how to be a little bit more respectful. You now know how to listen to things that you didn't quite listen to before. You now know how to operate a little bit clearer, a little bit better. You now know how to fly your plane a little bit lower so you can land to your destination properly without falling down and crushing everything beneath you. You now know how to get into the season and just flowing with what God has for you. You now know how to go back to the drawing board and realize that all things according to this book that you have written down for you is going to be God's promise for you because you believe in yourself and you believe that you can get these things done because we don't operate in the spirit of fear. We do not operate in the spirit of sloth. We do not operate in the spirit of wrath. We do not operate in the spirit of hatefulness, enviness, jealousy. We do not operate in the spirit of greed. We do not operate in the spirit of being lazy, even though I already said that. We do not operate in the spirit of procrastination. We do not operate in the spirit of being unpure. We have our own convictions. I did share a video earlier this week about a young lady. She was stating about how you need to go to God and figure out what's the things that's holding you back from being the better version of you, or what's the things that you need to figure out for yourself and hold yourself accountable for your convictions. Because not everything everybody's going to be convicted for. Like, I love my jewelry. Jewelry is who I am. Jewelry is a part of me because I feel like it adds to me. It adds to my beauty. It's not my beauty. It adds to my beauty. Makeup is not going to be a thing for me because I'm not a woman who overly wears makeup. It's not, and there's nothing wrong with women who wear makeup. I want to say that just plain and simple. There's nothing wrong with that, because that might be a way that God's using you to minister to other women by helping them with their skin conditions, or helping them look beautiful, or just making them feel amazing. But I will not be convicted of makeup because it's not something that I run to. It's not an idol for me. Jewelry is not an idol for me. I just love playing in it. Clothing is not an idol for me. It used to be, but God has helped me through that. And I told you guys my last story when I had to redo everything in my life because I guess I wasn't giving God a time and attention. I was spending all of my money on clothing. I had lust for clothing, lust for spending on new things. That's not what God wants for us. So when it comes to pride, we have to realize that pride is the foundation of all sin. Everything you desire to have, to enjoy, or pride yourself upon is pride of life. Thinking you are special because of who you are, what you have, who you know, or what you do in life is all prideful thinking. Oh yeah, they're gonna come rock with me because I got this. Oh, I'm gonna get this girl because I drive this. Or I'm gonna get this man because this is how I look. Or I'm gonna get this woman because this is how I look and this is how I dress and this is how I smell. Or I'm gonna get this because this is what I do for a living. All the women gonna want me because this is what I got for them. All the men gonna want me because this is what I can do for them. I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the attitude you have. And it's not cute. It's not flattering. Nobody wants to be around people who have that type of energy about themselves. Like, it's an instant turn off for me. I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to be your lover. I don't want to be in your circle if that's the energy that you place on yourself. Because I'd rather you be genuinely the sweet, romantic version of you, the soft-hearted person, than coming up with me and giving me that prideful energy. Because I don't want it and I don't need it. So here's a few Bible scriptures I want you guys to read based on pride. So I have here Psalm 75:4, Jeremiah 9:23 through 24, 1 John 2:16, 2 Corinthians 10 and 12, Deuteronomy 8:23, Mark 7:20 through 23, Romans 11:18 through 20, Proverbs 18:10 through 12, Proverbs 15:25 through 33. I keep looking down because I feel like I'm giving you the wrong one for Psalms, but I think that is correct. If not, I will update it in the comment section on what the actual scripture is. And here I have some affirmations here for you. I am free from pride. I will set my pride aside and not ignore God's advice and correction. I will remain humble and not full of pride. I will not live as a proud man or woman. I am not too prideful to enjoy the company of ordinary people. May I never seek prideful admiration from people for doing something good. So, guys, this has been an episode of Free Your Journey, and we did talk about pride of life. I want you guys to follow and like and subscribe to me on YouTube. Don't forget to share this video to someone who you think may be suffering from pride and help them to remember that pride is not who they should be, because we're all here to love. Love is the ultimate goal. Love is patient, love is kind, and love does not envy. It is not boastful. Guys, we'll read that as well. I want you guys to also remember that you are amazing and God has called you to be an amazing person. Remember who you are. Do not allow someone to call you to be angry or to be bitter because of the actions that they have taken upon their life. I want you to remember to be humble and to be amazing and to also love yourself no matter what. Remember to get your tickets online for Free Your Journey's Tea Party. If you want to be a vendor, please reach out to me via DM, or you can email me at freeyourjourney@gmail.com, and I will send an invoice to you so you guys can log in your vendor opportunity and come out and be a part of the healing. We are operating on love, so we're bringing everybody up, bringing our vibrations to a high new level. I thank you guys for being awesome once again. I love you and enjoy your day. Enjoy your day. This has been Free Your Journey.